What's up, everybody? This is Just Fresh.
This is Monty Bush. I am a beautiful man.
And this is the Jabroni Bros Wrestling Podcast, episode number 6, baby.
Number 6.
This is our instant reaction to what just went down at the Elimination Chamber. We're going to be talking about Roman Reigns.
We're going to be talking about Bobby Lashley.
We're going to be talking about Riddle, our new United States Champion.
I can't wait to get into talking about The Miz.
We're about to get straight to it. Jabroni Bros episode 6 coming at you guys right now. What's up, everybody? This is Just Fresh.
And this is Monty Bush. I am a beautiful man.
This is episode 6 of the Jabroni Bros Wrestling Podcast, our instant reaction to what just went down at the Elimination Chamber 2021. Bush!
Yes, sir.
What did you think about tonight's show?
I thought tonight's show was very entertaining. It was super epic in a way of a lot of historical things that happened throughout the entire pay-per-view.
Right. It was twists and turns from the beginning of the show. We had some changes that happened during the pre-show. We had a couple matches that didn't even happen in the first place, like the Raw Women's Championship. And there was a lot that happened tonight.
Yeah, there was. We didn't see Keith Lee.
Why don't we talk about that? Okay, so in the kickoff show, we found out that Keith Lee was suffering some sort of injury, so they pulled him from the match, right?
Yes, they did.
There was a fatal four-way match between Elias, Mustafa Ali, Ricochet, and John Morrison to take that last spot. And I'm not going to lie to you guys, I was preparing for this week's episode, and I missed it, but I did catch the end, and I saw John Morrison get the pin. I believe it was on Mustafa Ali. And he ended up taking Keith Lee's spot in the triple threat match for the United States Championship.
It was a kind of a surprise for me too. Did not see that coming at all. I didn't even know that was going down.
So not only was it a surprise to me, it kind of is disappointing because personally I was going for Keith Lee. I thought we were going to see something big happening in that match for him. You know, maybe he'd get a push after this, but ultimately he was taken away. So
I just hope that Keith Lee is okay, and I hope that they plan on doing something for him for either Fastlane and especially for WrestleMania.
He needs something special at WrestleMania.
He does.
And not just something like just a little throwaway match. Give something special to Keith.
Yeah, don't leave him in catering, please. Don't leave him in catering.
All right, so let's get straight into the first match of the night, which was the SmackDown Elimination Chamber. Bush, let's go over our predictions first to see like what we were thinking leading up into it. My personal pick that I had was Cesaro. Who'd you have?
I actually picked Daniel Bryan. Surprise, surprise. I even surprised myself at the pick.
And it was a hell of a pick. I could have picked Daniel Bryan, but I was like, nah, you know what? Everything leading up to SmackDown, the last few weeks, they've been really pushing Cesaro, trying to position him as this new star. So I was like, oh, you know what? Maybe he'll run the gauntlet, the first person coming out, and then he'll end up being, the final boss that Roman will have to face. Oh, I'm sorry, that he'll have to face Roman as the final boss and, be the unbeatable person. But let's get into what actually happened. We had Daniel Bryan and Cesaro out first.
Which basically, it was kind of reversal of what you just said. Instead of
Cesaro, it ended up being Daniel Bryan essentially taking that spot.
Yeah, and it started off cool. You know what I mean? Two wrestling technician ass dudes in the ring. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it just kind of escalated from there.
The next person that we had out was King Corbin. Do you feel he made an impact once he got in?
Yes, I did. I actually liked his performance tonight. I
was impressed. It wasn't that long, but he did enough within the match to be impactful.
Yeah.
One of my favorite guys from the whole night, man, was Sami Zayn.
Sami Zayn, as usual, per usual, showing out, man.
Every show, anytime you give him some time on the TV, he's gonna do his thing. So he comes out, and it's his turn to come out of the pod. He sees the door open and is like, nope, and he closes it, forces it to close, not realizing that the other side of the pod was left open as well. So Cesaro comes out and just, creeps up on him and he grabs his head and starts bouncing his head like a damn pinball all over the pod, man, and just tearing his ass up until he gets him out.
It was pretty funny because as he's shutting the front door, the back door is open. You know what I mean? it was classic, like, Bugs Bunny,
right?
Daffy Duck type stuff.
Classic stuff, man.
I like that. I like that. That's up my alley right there.
How about Cesaro making Corbin tap out after he hit the Cesaro swing on him, and then into the sharpshooter? That was crazy, right?
I did not see that coming.
And it kind of was to replay the segment that they had on Friday Night SmackDown just a couple nights before, but that time he really executed it.
Oh, it was good. It was surprising.
Yes. Kevin Owens was out next. Him and Sami Zayn, they have their little moment as well, where Sami tries to convince him, like, "Hey, man,
they don't want us.
They don't want us. It's us against them."
Yeah.
With them being Cesaro and Daniel Bryan, and of course we all know about the tag team history and the long rivalry that Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens has had for years and years. But ultimately, Kevin was like, "Nah, I already know what this is," and threw him face first into the pod.
He grabbed him by the back of his head, and you hear Sami, "What are you doing?" Classic.
Jey Uso is out last, and as soon as he comes out of the pod, man, Kevin Owens goes straight for him, like straight beeline. He's trying to get his payback from these past couple of months.
And it was dope because, when the Elimination Chamber opens up, the first thing that usually happens is you get out and you start kicking ass.
Right.
And as soon as it opened up, Jay came out, swinging, but KO was just too much for him, man. And started throwing him against the chamber and everything. It was pretty interesting. I did not see that coming either.
Well, actually, let's talk about what happened leading up to that. So Sammy goes and he attempts a haluva kick on Kevin Owens.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It's reversed straight into a stunner, and then Sammy is eliminated.
That's right.
Now, as Sammy is leaving, Kevin is kind of like watching him leave the pod, and Jay catches him slipping. Kevin was lacking, and they caught his arm in the cage.
That's right.
And they slam it closed, and Jey Uso hits him with, I say, like a good 5 or 6 times with them super kicks.
Yeah, he kicked him to death, bro.
And then rolled his ass into the ring, hit that Uso splash for the 1, 2, 3.
And that was it.
Smart.
Yeah, no, at that point I thought, oh my God, my pick is about to go down in flames because my pick had a bad knee. And he just got rid of somebody.
He kept showing that. Like, he kept on, he kept selling that knee injury the whole night. Now, my boy Leon, man, he was like, nah, I got Jey Uso. And then when my son was saying that had me thinking, like, damn, maybe they are going to make this thing happen with Jey. and me and you, we started kind of fantasy booking that, hey, if Jey wins, are they going to make him, like, is he going to lay down to the tribal chief?
I thought he was going to do the job.
Do the job completely. Is he gonna work the gimmick and do the job for his older cousin?
And it looked like that was gonna happen at first. It really did. But as the match went on, things changed, and I forgot who actually eliminated Jey.
So from what I remember, Cesaro and Daniel Bryan are in the ring, and like we mentioned, Daniel Bryan, he's really selling the knee. Cesaro picks him up and he swings him with that one leg that's hurt.
Yeah.
And Jey catches Cesaro with a super kick, and then with an Uso splash to eliminate him. So, bam, he gets Cesaro out. Jey goes for a splash from the top of the chamber, but Daniel Bryan gets his knees up.
That's right. As he gets his knees up, he's going for the splash, hits him in the stomach. He goes to the other ring side of the turnbuckle. Mm-hmm. Daniel's on this side, still kind of holding his knee. He meets him up with that knee strike.
Yep.
And 1, 2, 3 on Jey.
Yep, that was it. And so your pick ended up winning the Elimination Chamber.
Which is what I chose to win the Elimination Chamber.
The match itself.
Yeah, the match itself.
Not the match against Roman, because we're going to explain what happened after that.
Yeah, because we kind of already knew what was going to happen.
We knew. And exhausted Daniel Bryan's out there. We hear Roman Reigns' music hit. He comes out like the final boss. And
it was raw.
He attempts a spear. And Daniel Bryan immediately counters it and goes into the yes lock with it.
All right, and Daniel had that thing.
He had it in, or at least we thought he had it in. And we saw Roman Reigns. You could see he was pissed. He had that look on his face, like, "Oh, you think you're gonna embarrass me?" And he like literally powered it out until he and once he got on top of him, he just started mauling. It was very reminiscent of how Brock Lesnar and Brock Lesnar and Randy Orton's match at SummerSlam from a few years back, where he was just like, he was taking the form, just beating it to him, like just giving that boy the business.
It reminded me of high school. It reminded me of high school. I was like, "Yo, this is bad."
Yeah, man. Roman Reigns ended up choking out Daniel Bryan to retain the title. And post-match, man, that's when things got fun. Do you remember what happened?
Yeah, so he's he's, you know, kind of like he gets up, he stands up with this belt, and as he turns around, surprise, surprise.
Surprise, surprise.
Here comes Edge.
With one of the cleanest spears that we've seen Edge do in years.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Yeah, I talk my talk, and I always say when it comes to spears, Roman Reigns has the best spear in the game. But after seeing Edge hit that spear tonight, I was like,
he still got it.
Yeah, Edge still got it, man.
Edge still got it.
Edge still got it.
And from what I saw on Instagram, it looks like it's been confirmed that it's going to be Edge versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania.
Are you surprised?
Not surprised. And you know what? Cool. I kind of saw it coming. I mean, spear versus spear.
Is it the best fit?
For right now, before
given who we have on the current roster, how the storyline has been building with Roman Reigns since he returned at SummerSlam last year, do you see Edge as being the rightful babyface that can conquer Roman, or is this just going to be another showing out for Roman at WrestleMania?
This is definitely going to be another showing out for Roman. This is going to be a showing out for Roman. But up until that point, you're going to see the dopest of Edge on the mic with the mind games and
ultimate opportunist.
Yeah, you're going to see something that Roman hasn't had to deal with yet. So it's going to make Roman grow as a character, but he's going to have to, learn it the hard way.
And it's kind of how we talked about in episode 5, where he said, do you really want me to expose your weaknesses? Like, I see the dents in your armor. Like, Woo. Now he's like, now that my attention is 100% on you,
it's a wrap.
Yes.
It's a wrap, because as much as I still feel that Roman will beat Edge at WrestleMania, I still feel that Edge is going to give you some of his best work, I think.
I believe it as well. He's already operating at that level with given, his return, and every match that he's done so far. Even this year's Royal Rumble has been superb. So
hell, even when he was at NXT, he showed why he's head and shoulders above everybody else on that mic.
And to do that against somebody like Finn Balor, he's the highest paid person on the NXT roster.
Yeah.
For him just to be like, hey bro, like I'm completely outclassing you. That means a lot.
Woo! I'm feeling that.
Let's talk about the United States triple threat match with Bobby Lashley, Riddle, and John Morrison.
It was good. It was really good.
Let's talk predictions first.
Okay. Prediction wise, I believe I had Bobby Lashley.
I also had Bobby Lashley. I tried to be a smart fan and was like, okay, if they took Keith Lee out, then that definitely means that, John Morrison's going to do the job and Bobby Lashley's going to retain his title. Boy, was I wrong.
And I went with that. Too.
I tried to be a smart wrestling fan, and boy, did they make your ass wrong when you think you know more than them. That I will proudly say I am a jabroni. I am not a wrestler myself. I am just a fan, and
I'm a beautiful man. I just didn't say I knew, what was gonna happen, but I'm still pretty.
Our boy Riddle came out. He was dressed like Evel Knievel, man. We should have known.
Which was dope.
We should have known off top that he was going to win, just based off that alone, man.
Whenever you see that man walk into the ring, just know there's something going down.
With that swag, man.
I love that walk, man.
Yeah. Lashley looked dominant most of the match until we saw Morrison and Riddle working together.
That was kind of the turning point.
It was smart though.
Yeah, it was. And then of course, Morrison, being Morrison, couldn't keep working and started attacking Matt. And,
yeah, they did a couple high spots together, a few dives outside to the ring, but ultimately Lashley puts Morrison into the hurt lock. Riddle takes MVP's crutch from him, and he smacks Lashley in the back. And Riddle ends up hitting the Bro Derek on John Morrison for the win, while Bobby Lashley was outside the ring with MVP.
Yep. Holding his back. And the thing is about a three-way is like, I don't need to beat you for the title.
Yo, you just got to win. You just got to win. And that's what Riddle did.
Yep.
And that's his first title. That's his first singles title since being in WWE. Because, when he was in NXT, he was the tag team champion with Timothy Thatcher.
Good for him.
So this is his first singles run.
Good. I'm glad they didn't put the 24/7 title on him.
Good. Or am I tripping? Wait, was he the North American champion for a minute? You know what? Hey, actually, here's what we're going to do. For our listeners, if you guys can follow up and fact check us, I want you guys to comment on this YouTube. I want you guys to say, like, Larry, you're tripping, or like, if Riddle really was the champion, the NXT North American champion. I think he was, but I might be wrong. Comment on this page. Go on our YouTube. Go on our Twitter. I want you guys to comment back. We need some engagement from you guys.
Yeah, there you go. I'm happy with that.
Next up, we had the Women's Tag Team Championship match. We had Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair versus Nia Jax and Shayna.
I really liked the promo in the beginning of them talking in the back. Bianca
and Reginald.
Yeah. Yo. So this guy, man.
We were just talking about, we thought he was turning face in the last episode.
I thought for sure it wasn't going to happen. But
he's getting the TV time.
I've been confused as well. So I didn't know what was going to happen. I thought, okay, maybe this is it. This match is it.
Well, he did come out before the match and told Bianca and Sasha, well, really Sasha, that, hey, we're going to be having the finest champagne on ice after you guys win. And
I'm here for that.
Yeah, I mean, I put your bid in, player. I see you. But when the match actually started, Nia and Shayna, they dominate Sasha most of the match. I was waiting for the big hot tag from Bianca, but when she got in, it wasn't a hot run. It was kind of botchy.
Yeah, it looked a little botchy throughout the match in general, from both sides. Really, just from Sasha and Bianca, we're trying to learn how to work as a team.
Mm-hmm.
Nia, they look smooth as usual. Nia and Baszler. Other than that, it was a cool, decent match.
It was a cool match. I think my favorite spot of the night was when Bianca went for the KOD and Sasha hit the frog splash following it.
That frog splash was sick.
Yeah, she got some air on that one.
Yeah, she did. That was insane. I was tripping off of that myself. I was like, damn, she got high.
Yeah, man. Hey, shout out to Eddie Guerrero, one of my favorite wrestlers of all time, man.
Definitely.
But ultimately, Reginald came out with that bottle of champagne that he mentioned pre-match. And he tried to give it to Sasha so that she can use it, as I believe it was Nia Jax that was down and distracted. But he threw the bottle into the ring. It distracts Sasha. The ref sees it, and he throws them out. Sasha ends up getting hit with a Samoan drop from Nia Jax, and the tag teams retain. The tag team champions, they retain their title.
It was alcohol abuse. That's what I
That's what happens when you can't handle your champagne.
Woo! So what match came after that? Because that match was cool, but now I guess I want to see what goes on from there with Bianca and Sasha.
Well, I think the obvious thing is that they're just going to try and pitch the whole, hey, we're friends for right now kind of thing.
Yeah.
And ultimately, Bianca's just going to be like, girl, I'm picking you because I want to be the BST on SmackDown.
Yeah.
Or,
We'll see what happens. Whatever.
Yeah.
Shout out to Sasha Banks, though, for her interview with Stone Cold.
Yeah, right after the pay-per-view, they had a broken skull session, and I was kind of getting into it myself. Yeah. But we got to get this podcast.
We got to get this done.
Last match of the night, we had the Raw Elimination Chamber.
Yo, this match, it actually was surprisingly really good for me. I was very down and out on it for the last couple of times we've talked about it.
Mm-hmm.
But it was good.
I wasn't expecting it to be this good.
The one thing overall critique, I'll get to that later. Never mind.
Okay.
I'll get to that later.
Let's talk about the people that were first off to start the match. We had Jeff Hardy and Randy Orton out there first.
Yep.
But before the match even started, our boy Kofi, man, he was getting off at the mouth at everybody.
Kofi was on the mic everywhere.
He was picking up, the cameraman was right near Kofi's pod, so you could pick up on everything that Kofi was saying as people were coming out. And I remember
non-stop talking.
Randy Orton's trying to be super serious as he comes out, and what did Kofi say? I see you slithering.
I see. He goes, you gonna be slithering? I see those quads.
Yeah. You've been doing those squats, huh? I see you've been doing those squats.
But even before that, you could hear him just talking to AJ across the ring.
Yeah, completely across the ring. Him and AJ were talking shit.
And when Sheamus walks up to him, he's letting Sheamus know what's up. Even before that, but when he's going to go get in his pod, Drew McIntyre is waving at him like this, and then he starts talking to Drew, letting him have it.
Yeah, Kofi was there for the fun.
Yo, shouts to Kofi, man, because he's not usually the big trash talker.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was happy to see that. I was like, okay, maybe there's something that's going to happen.
Right?
Oh, wait a minute. Who did you pick for this?
Oh, okay. You know what? We forgot to mention that on the last one, too. Nice save, my man.
Let's see.
I forgot to pick somebody for the Women's Tag Championship.
Me too.
But honestly, if I'm going to just say it, I was leaning towards the super fantasy booking way of like, hey, maybe Sasha and Bianca, they can be the tag team champions leading up to this, and maybe they'll replay the whole thing with how they did Sasha and Bayley, and maybe it'll actually be Bianca who challenges Asuka for the Raw Women's Championship because they ain't doing nothing with her ass right now. So
see,
so if I was gonna pitch anything, I was gonna say Sasha and Bianca winning. So
I like your storytelling on that. I really did. You kind of sold me on that, but I have been looking forward to Dakota and Gonzalez versus Nia Jax.
Yeah.
And Shayna Baszler. I'm looking forward to that.
We didn't even mention that on the last episode, and I think about it.
I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, on the last...
I think that's actually going to be a good matchup.
Yeah, that looks like it's gonna take it's gonna be a sleeper match of the week or of a pay-per-view or something.
I can see that at like TakeOver or even at a pay-per-view, but I believe they're going to end up doing it on Dynamite. Or no, I'm sorry, not Dynamite, on NXT.
Well, I hope they keep that storyline going because that was my pick, was Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax, just because of that storyline.
My pick for this match, the Raw Elimination Championship.
Yeah.
I really wanted to pick Drew as the winner, but something was telling me it's going to be Sheamus. Like they needed somebody, they needed a filler leading up for Drew McIntyre, leading up to WrestleMania. I figured, hey, maybe Drew will lose it to Sheamus, his best friend of over 20 years, and give him something to be the underdog champion leading into WrestleMania. But I was wrong.
See, I went with Drew, just because I felt like they are trying to shove Drew's championship run down our throats.
Yeah, tell me about it. You guys heard my rant on the last episode,
and I feel like I felt like they wasn't gonna stop, because to me personally, there was nobody in this match that looked worthy of the belt, that could keep whatever run going. They just looked like they were there as placement holders for the next big thing that was going to happen during this match.
And boy, did we have a big thing happen during this match. Pause. So let's talk about it. Let's get into the match. So we had, of course, Jeff Hardy and Randy Orton out first.
Yep.
They're going at it, doing their thing. And honestly, Randy Orton had the most history with everybody in this match.
Well, Randy Orton's been around for a minute.
He's been funking for a while. I believe they said this was his 8th Elimination Chamber that he's been in.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was 9th, perhaps. This was the 9th, but he was 8 prior or something like that. Drew McIntyre was the second person released from the chamber. We saw Kofi Kingston get into the match, and he comes out and he eliminates Randy Orton for a surprise victory.
Yeah.
Orton's pissed about it, so he RKOs both Kofi and Hardy. Now, this is when things got interesting.
Yo, this AJ Styles
And Omos?
Yeah, I did not see this coming.
Yo, every pay-per-view, we've seen Omos get really involved in the matches with AJ Styles to help him out.
Mm-hmm.
And this was smart. He saw that Jeff Hardy and Kofi Kingston were down, and he had Omos physically pull open the pod to get him out. So not even wait for the countdown, which is something we've never seen. Yeah.
From the outside of the ring.
He ripped the plastic off the plexiglass to let AJ out. He scurries along as Randy Orton's exiting the ring.
Mm-hmm.
He goes for a pin. No dice.
No dice. He misses the pin. It was kind of a too late thing. The referee kicks out Omos, and the match continues.
Yeah, some of the other big moments of the night, we saw Kofi. He makes this huge jump off the top of the chamber, kind of like a Christ air fall, where he jumps backwards.
Yeah, he didn't eliminate nobody though.
Yeah. Sheamus eliminates Kofi with a huge brogue kick. Jeff Hardy does a swanton on AJ, but Drew hits the Claymore kick on him for the elimination, which didn't really make no sense. Like, Jeff could have just got that pin first, and then,
Yeah, you mentioned that in the middle of the match. You're like,
it's like, why would you stop? Like, okay.
I didn't see that either. I was like, well, yeah, no, you're right, because he doesn't have to necessarily pin anybody in the ring.
Just wait for Jeff to get the pin, and then just take Jeff out immediately.
Yeah, well,
but whatever.
Whatever.
But that's why Drew's not champion anymore.
Exactly.
AJ Styles goes for a springboard 450 splash and botches it straight into a leg drop. He decided that wasn't good enough, so he tried it one more time and nails it.
Props to him for fixing that botch.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, he saw it, and he was like, no, screw this. I'm going to go back.
That wasn't good enough for him.
Came back and hit it. You know what I mean?
Immediately,
he took his time.
Yeah.
He took his time, too.
Because you could see, I think, on the first one, when he jumped up for the springboard, it looked like he might have lost his footing or something.
Yeah.
But when he hit it on the second part, for the second one, he's like, nope, got it. Whoop.
Yep.
Whoop.
And I appreciated that.
Yeah, and it was clean.
If you're gonna do your move, take your time.
Yeah.
And then it's your finisher. I get it. Or it's a finisher.
Yeah.
So yeah.
AJ Styles eliminates Sheamus with the phenomenal elbow,
which was dope.
AJ Styles attempts a phenomenal elbow on Drew, but Drew catches him mid-air with the Claymore kick for the win.
Which was also dope. Like it was a good foot to the face, man.
It was a good spot.
It was.
Good timing with everything, but ultimately what everybody's going to be talking about, what happened at Elimination Chamber, is what happened post-match.
Okay, so before this match even began, we saw MVP in the back talking to Miz.
Yeah.
And
we had no idea what was going on, but we knew it was some shenanigans.
Right. And so, okay, match ends now, right? Drew retains the title. That's what's up. All of a sudden, here comes Bobby Lashley.
Yes.
And
the man that just lost his United States Championship, this man is pissed off.
And he's letting this dude have the business. He's beating his ass everywhere.
And you know what? We talked about it previously that Bobby Lashley is a contender, in my eyes, for the WWE Championship. Why is he just, stuck in these stupid rivalries with Riddle when he can be putting on these primetime matches with somebody like Drew McIntyre?
And now we might see something.
Yeah.
Because he did the job for a certain somebody.
So after beating down Bobby Lashley, we heard, awesome!
And it was awesome.
Miz came out.
Capitalized.
Cashed
in his money in the bank. What did he hit him with first?
He hit him with the DDT first for a quick pin. He got out of it. And then he picked up Drew, hit him with the reality check, or the skull-crushing finale. It used to be called the reality check.
I like the reality check more, but I mean, whatever.
Because, reality show TV, got it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Miz is now your two-time WWE World Heavyweight Champion. And how'd you feel about that?
I'm okay with it, actually. I've been saying that his whole thing has been changing. You could see there was a change coming. He was getting more pissed off, getting more mad. And yeah, good. It's about time.
Right? And glad. You know what? I'm gonna say I'm okay with it too. And here's the reason. Miz, you are annoying as hell. And the fact that you did it to someone like Drew, it's the ultimate troll move. You had the opportunity with the Money in the Bank. You were the person that you were like the second place dude. They first put it on Otis, and they knew, you know what? Otis can't do this right. I need to put it on someone that's going to make something happen.
Yeah.
He tried to cash in earlier, and they blamed it on John Morrison cashing in. They gave him another opportunity for him to do something, and he really did it. And I kind of saw this coming because on Monday Night Raw, when we saw from Edge, when he was cutting him close, and he said, I'm playing. What did he say? I'm playing chess and you're playing old maid.
Yeah.
That really resonated with Miz. And then the following week when he's like, you know what? Take me out of the Elimination Chamber. I have the Money in the Bank. I don't need this. I knew we were seeing something different. And that's what we needed to see. We needed to see him step up and show us why he is a main eventer, not a mid-carder.
Right. And it worked, man. We're gonna see Miz probably, if nothing happens between now and Fastlane or whatever. Most likely Miz is going to be at WrestleMania.
Yeah, I see Miz holding on to the championship with some shenanigans or as a chicken shit heel leading up until WrestleMania where Drew will get his title back.
Meanwhile, we're going to have to see Miz, pay the toll to Bobby Lashley.
Oh, yeah. There's definitely something that's going to be going on with that. Yeah. And that wasn't for free.
No, that was
nothing from the Hurt Business is free. and honestly, from a business standpoint, don't you believe that MVP was smart to try and get Miz as a champion because he's more beatable than a Drew McIntyre?
Exactly. It's way more smarter. Look, like you said, Lashley's been beefing with all these other dudes. Miz has been kind of like, whatever. And then now both of them are coming up at the same time.
Right.
Yo, I'm here for it.
Okay. Who's your wrestler of the night?
Ooh, now that's a good one. I'm going to have to say Daniel Bryan.
Okay.
I'm going to go with Daniel Bryan. I'm going to stick with my pick. He was the first in, last out. And he did a good job, man. He still showed he still got it. You know what I mean?
Right.
He outlasted all those other people in the ring, and it's an elimination.
Continuing his story that they've been pushing pre-Royal Rumble, talking about, hey, he needs this, like this. If this is going to be my last run, then it needs to be, against someone like that. And
I'm for it. I'm here for it. That was dope.
As am I. My wrestler of the night, The Miz.
Well, I'm not mad at that either.
Yo, dude, like, you did your thing. I'm not a hater, and if you're going to do it, have somebody do your dirty work for you. It was smart. You waited until after the Elimination Chamber. You waited until after a big powerhouse came and beat the dude down. You hit him with 2 moves, and now you're the WWE Champion. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to be smarter than people. You're supposed to outsmart your opponents because clearly they're bigger than you.
Yeah. I do want to see what happens with him and Bad Bunny.
Yeah, they're definitely not done with that.
No,
there's going to be more with that.
Yeah.
We didn't give we did do our predictions, but we didn't tally them all up. But I'm just going to tell you flat out, your ass beat me this time.
This time.
Again, you got me 2 pay-per-views in a row. I got you on Royal Rumble. You got me on NXT Vengeance Day. You got me on Elimination Chamber, bro.
It took a little bit. You're
kicking my ass right now. I'm going to have to catch up. I'm going to have to knot this up on the next show for Fastlane, I guess.
It took me a little second. I had to get back to it. I had to get used to it. Beautiful men have we have this ego thing that we need a mirror and shit. So, I was looking at myself too funny. I'm here now.
What was your match of the night?
Match of the night. You know what? I'm gonna have to go with the Elimination Chamber with Roman.
Okay, so the SmackDown Chamber?
Yeah, the SmackDown Chamber. I loved it.
My match of the night was the SmackDown Chamber as well.
I loved it, dude. I loved everything about it from beginning to end.
I think the unpredictability was there. I kept on going back and forth. I was like, hey, no, first it's Cesaro for sure. Okay, no, it's Jey Uso now. It's like, oh, damn, no, it's Daniel Bryan now. And it's like, oh, damn. And then when Roman actually came out, and then, he murked Daniel Bryan, and then Edge came out too, I was like, yo, this is it.
Yeah, no, I was here for it. It was a good match.
First match of the night too. I was like, this is a hell of a way to start off the pay-per-view.
Exactly. That's the other reason why I went with it. I was like, yo, they started it off like this. This is hot.
Right. Okay, if you had to give the pay-per-view a rating from 1 to 10, what would you give Elimination Chamber 2021?
Myself, I would probably go with an 8. The reason being though is because this is an Elimination Chamber. In both matches, I didn't see anybody get cut. I didn't see no blood.
No blood.
I didn't see anything.
You needed that Cody Rhodes effect.
Yo, man, like there's plexiglass, there's chains. Like, how is there nobody getting hurt, bleeding from this? Like, you're rubbing faces against the chain. You got people flipping, falling.
Right.
I'm like confused. I'm confused. Where's the
Kofi taking leaps of faith?
Yeah, like what's going on here?
Attempted swantons off the top of the chamber.
That was my critique. That's my critique.
And we didn't get no Bray Wyatt either.
Dude, okay, you got this.
Boy, are they making us wait for that.
Man, what? Okay, so Bray's gonna cause all this havoc if he's not in the chamber. Okay, he's not in the chamber and he didn't cause any havoc.
No, that's Braun.
Braun.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, Braun. Yeah, we didn't get Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
Bray Wyatt wasn't even around. Look,
I thought he was going to cost Randy Orton some sort of way, or Alexa Bliss or something. Nothing.
Yeah. Okay. So there.
Unless I missed it.
So I look 8. 8. There it is. Boom. Perfect.
All right. He gave it an 8 out of 10. My personal score, I thought it was a great pay-per-view. But there were a few things that I kind of wanted more out of. The United States Championship match, I thought it was a little messy. The tag team champions, the women's tag team champion, I thought that was a little messy. I gave it an 8 as well. It was good, almost great. The unpredictability is what I wanted with The Miz and everything at the end. Edge coming out, spearing Roman Reigns.
Didn't see that coming.
That was dope. Pointing at the sign, giving us what we wanted. We knew we're getting the Battle of the Spears, but it's the right fit.
Didn't see Bobby Lashley losing the title either, but we didn't see Bobby Lashley beating Drew down either. So And
honestly, if Bobby Lashley losing the title didn't make it worse for me, because I really like Matt Riddle. That's my dude.
Yeah.
But it was more so like, you know what, this isn't the match that you sold me on. I expected Keith Lee, so naturally that took the points down.
So yeah, there was no Raw women's title match.
Yeah.
There was no.
Well, Lacey Evans was pregnant, so that's the reason why they pulled that.
Yeah.
Understandably so.
Yeah. And then there was no Big E. So.
Yeah. Yeah, no Intercontinental Championship.
Yeah, so yeah, 8.
Okay, I'm good with that. All right, folks. Well, that is going to be our wrap up, our instant reaction to the Jabroni Bros. I'm sorry, to the Elimination Chamber 2021. Make sure you guys tap in with us. Follow us along on our journey at Jabroni Bros Pod. Like us, subscribe to us,
tweet us, comment.
He's a beautiful man.
I got a Sharpie. I'm ready to sign autographs, baby. I'm ready to go.
We get more autograph signings than Virgil.
Yo, any day of the week.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to conclude the show. I am Just Fresh.
I am Monty Bush, a beautiful man.
This is episode 6 of the Jabroni Bros Wrestling Podcast. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Woo!